in any shape you want. But do I have a strong volunteer? Yeah. Anybody? Yeah, so you please join me. So I will show you. You're strong, yeah. Okay, yes you are. You keep this one hand on top and not too high. Yeah, and then you cut it down. But I will make it easy for you. Give me one more. So, you turn it like this. And you try again. You do a little bit like this. Yeah. Well, you did better than me the first time. You already can cut. So, thank you very much. Yes, you did amazing. So this is how it works. Do you want to try too? Yes. No? No? Okay. Well, this is only the outside. And in the old days, we could make 1 or 2 pairs. And that was the most you can do on one day, because it was a lot of labor. This is only the outside, and when it's finished, by doing by hand, it will look a little bit like this. But then you still have the inside, which is not ready yet. And then we use this one. So if you can see, it looks like a spoon, like you can eat with it. In Holland we call it guts. Can you pronounce that? Guts. Almost perfect, almost perfect. So this is what we use to do the inside. And it's also, you can see here, we make them, attach them to the block. And then we can do the toes, and we can do the heels. So do I have a volunteer who wants to try? Yeah? You have a strong man who can make wood? No? Okay, well you do it like this. It takes a lot of labor. So, but I'm from the lazy century, so we got luckily some machinery. So with the machinery it goes. We have a wood like this one. We cut it just a little bit so it will fit in. And my colleague will show you how it works. It will go in this one. And you have here a maul, it's a plastic one. And it will copy a right and a left one. So it's a kind of copying machine. But the nice thing is, you have a right and a left foot, but in the old days, there didn't exist a difference between the two. But nowadays, we know there's a difference, so they make also a right and a left copy in one time. For demonstrations, they only use one. But this is the machine for the outside, so like the knife. And then it will look like this one, when it's finished. They will demonstrate later, but it will look like this one. But also here the inside is still whole. So we need this machine. And if you cannot see it very well, but this is like the same spoon we had there by hand. It's also here. And also a plastic maul. And it will do the inside. And when it's finished, it will look like this. So that's how the machinery will work. And they will show it later on. And then you have a wooden shoe. But why wear a wooden shoe nowadays? Right? We got our Nikes, we got our Adidas, we walk with it at home. But it's also, it's more comfortable. But you can walk on this. It really walks okay. But it's a little bit more heavier. But it's good for your back if you got back pains, because you have to walk straight. You cannot go left, right, or down. So it's good for your health. And in the winter, it's warm. And in the summer it's cold. And this one is the most common one here in Holland. But you see some crosses on top. Do you have any clue what it will represent, those crosses? Do you have a clue? What would the crosses represent? Hey man.
Hey, ben je al een beetje klaar?
Ik moet alleen de klompen nog, maar je mag het afmaken als je wil. De machines moeten nog. Wil je die doen?
Oh, misschien maak je maar de verhaal af en dan doe ik uw machine.
Ja, roep ik je zo, ja?
Is goed.
Okay. So these are the crosses, and they are like shoelaces they represent. But why didn't they draw the shoelaces? Because in France, there were people who were very rich, and they had something against they want to be a little bit higher, a little bit more beautiful, and the poor people walked on wooden shoes, and the rich people walked on leather shoes with leashes. But when the poor people saw that, they kind of painted their wooden shoes so it would look like a leather shoe. But the rich people didn't like that. They didn't want them to come too close, so they made a law. It really was a law in France that they were not allowed to paint leashes on their wooden shoes. So as a symbol, they used the crosses. So that's why, and we still have it as a symbol because we carry on the traditions. But that's the reason why we have it like this. And then we also got, I think the most beautiful one is like this one. It's the marriage, the wooden shoe, to get married. There's a little place, it's called Morgan. And when a boy was in love with a girl, he made a very beautiful pair of wooden shoes. And he put it in front of the door of the father of the girl. And when the father of the girl saw the wooden shoes and he thought, well, it's not much, he threw it in the fire. So it was very warm. So if you got beautiful daughters, you had a really warm winter. It's very good. But if it was good enough to make money, and he thought that the boy could give his daughter a good life, he would put it in front of the window, so the whole village would know there was a marriage coming up. And when the marriage was coming up, that big party, and it just wore it one day. And when they have worn it, it will get on a display at home, because the belief was, when the wooden shoe was broken, the marriage was over. It's very cheap that way. Cheaper than nowadays with all the papers and the lawyers. So that was the cheapest there. So this is how the wedding shoe goes. And then this one is from a little place in the north of Holland. It's Friesland. The picture, the drawing you see is already 1,000 years old. And they still make them the same. And they still paint it by hand. So if you see them here, they're a little bit more expensive. But there's a lot of love into this wooden shoe. It's always the same picture. And the last one I can show you. Let me see where it is. Yeah, this one. Can you tell me the difference between those two? Something is wrong, right?
One is flat and one is boat shape.
You see the heel? It's on the wrong side, like this one. You see? But there's a reason. Because in the old days we smuggled here in Holland. I'm not allowed to tell, but we did. But then we used this one because if we walked that way, our footprint went that way. So the police will never find us. So it's a very small. We cannot sell them in the store, I'm sorry. But maybe our wooden shoemaker can make some pair for you. So this is the smuggler's shoe. So now I will let my colleague show you the machine. And thank you for your attention. I will see you later on. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, my name is Raymond.
Oh, and I